All right, Blue Apron. Ready, Lee? All right. Mom, make me laugh. All right, come on, take two. We'll go right. I won't stop it. Just take two. Mom's making me laugh. Stop making me laugh. Okay, I'm gonna do it, Alicia. I'm gonna try my very first ever sandwich. That's right. Your dad is gonna try his very first sandwich at the ripe old age of 47. An Italian sandwich with sassy, chopped heirloom tomato and saffron, basil, and bean salad from Blue. What are you laughing for? What was the word I messed up on?
You messed up all of them.
All right, hold on. Take three.
Mom can't laugh.
Okay, I'm going to do it, Alicia. Wait, hold on. That sounds like that doesn't sound like All right, I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to do it, Alicia. I'm going to try my very first ever sandwich. That's right. Your old man is going to try his very first sandwich at the ripe old age of 47. And he's chosen an Italian sandwich with saucy chopped heirloom tomatoes, saffron, basil, and bean salad from Blue Apron. All right? Wish me luck. Here I go. And just hold that bucket right about there in case it comes back up on us, though. Oh, my God. This tastes amazing.
I told you, didn't I? I told you that Blue Apron delivers farm-fresh ingredients and step-by-step recipes to your home, allowing you to create healthy, handcrafted meals at home without going to the grocery store. For less than $10 per meal, Blue Apron sends you fresh ingredients, perfectly proportioned, making cooking healthy meals really easy and fun. No trips to the grocery store, and no waste from unused ingredients. Plus, you'll learn to cook with specialty ingredients that are normally hard to find.
Wow, I love Blue Apron.
Yeah, I can tell. Blue Apron even offers family plans with kid-friendly ingredients so the whole family can eat well and have fun preparing meals together. Each balanced meal is 500 to 700 calories per serving, and so tasty you never even know. Cooking takes half an hour, shipping is flexible and free, and the menus are always new. They won't send the same meal twice. They work around your schedule and dietary preferences. And Blue Apron's expert sources only the best seasonal ingredients.
What's that Blue Apron meal you're having, Alicia?
I'm having the Blue Apron's chicken tenders with honey mustard, heirloom tomato, and cucumber salad.
Boy, with Blue Apron, you'll cook incredible meals and be blown away by the quality and freshness. Check out this week's menu and get 2 free meals by going to blueapron.com/TSD. My treat, really. The first 2 meals are on me, and when you go to blueapron.com/TSD. Blue Apron. It's a better way to cook. You know what? I'm feeling a little adventurous after eating my very first sandwich. Past that, Blue Apron hanger steak with cream spinach, chicken tomato. You know what? I'm feeling a bit adventurous after eating my very first sandwich ever. Past that, Blue Apron hanger steak with cream spinach, chicken, tomato, and avocado, tortillas, cilantro, scallion, crema, and Mexican chopped salad.
Dad, no, you can't eat Mexican food. Remember that time you ate a taco? You didn't because I don't want to say taco and then you can't.
All right, so we'll just start from here. We'll start from here.
But you realize that little thing where you said all those things sounded horrible, though, because you didn't know how to pronounce anything. And doing with this accent, you can't even understand it.
That wasn't an accent. Just trying to get through it. All right, ready?
Just start from
No, I'm not going to start right from there. You know, I'm feeling a little adventurous after eating my very first sandwich ever. Past that, Blue Apron hang-off steak with cream spinach, chicken, tomato, avocado tortillas, cilantro, scallion, crema, and Mexican chopped salad.
Dad, no. You can't eat Mexican food.
Blue Apron. It's a better way to cook. How was that? I thought that was good.
Okay.
This is a thumbs up.
Yeah, on my part.
What do you mean? What was wrong with my part? What? The pronunciations?
Cilantro, crema, and chopped salad. You didn't even like crema, right? But whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
Coming to you from the secret stash, it's the Sunday Jeff Show. With Sunday Jeff. And here's our star, Sunday Jeff.
It's been about a year now. Keeping it about as continuous as the TSD has been lately.
Oh, no. TSD has been on a pretty regular basis, but a lot of people were expecting the 1 True 3 this week, and it had to be postponed. It's definitely rescheduled for October. I won't say the date. I've contacted everybody except Frank, number 5. He's the only one I haven't contacted yet, but something tells me Frank, number 5, will be in no matter if I told him it was an hour from now. I think he would get in the car. But it's rescheduled, and it was because Brian had a hernia operation.
Damn.
And he had to stay in an extra day more than he anticipated. And I only pondered going through with it because Maxwell had come down from Tennessee, and
oh, really?
He was here. He had flown in, and I was just like, but I swear to God, though, am I honestly, I only pondered it for less than like 2 minutes. I said to myself, well, maybe I'll play then, and I'll get somebody else to run it, and yada. But I was only doing it just because Maxwell had come in. I mean, and only that was the only reason I was even contemplating carrying on, was because he had come in from such a far distance, had spent the money. But then, it just wouldn't have been what I wanted it to be without Brian there. I mean, it would be, it would always be like, oh, what if? I would always because we're only gonna get to do this once. Probably would coordinate this many people, and holy fuck, man, coordinating all the people to do this.
It's tough.
It really shows how little of a life I have, because I have every fucking day open, it seems like, and everybody else is like, no, I can't do this day,
Except
can't
Frank
do this.
Number 5.
I mean, I bet you even my calendar is more open than Frank number 5's, but it was hellish to try to get another day lined up, but we finally got one in October, and I imagine Brian will be completely 100% healed. And I didn't want to, that's what I said. So I thought, and I didn't want to not have it do a show this week. Q was away, and I really wanted to do something just to let people know that, like, Brian's okay, and the 1 True 3 is definitely still on, just going to be it'll be delayed a little bit of October. I thought we'd do the Sunday Jeff show, and I know that Brian and Q can't be here today, and I know the disappointment of the 1 True 3 is sinking in right now. People are like, oh, but I tried to salve the wound a little bit.
Brought in my top guest
with a guest, for the very first guest on Sunday Jeff show. Get him, Steve Dave.
Howdy, all.
Wow, the ratings have just gone through the roof.
Now, do you think any of Brian's stories will be about his operation or his stay in the hospital?
I think, yeah. If he was a smart man, yeah. I mean, because he can make one of his lies can be about being in the hospital. Yep. So, yeah, he will use it to his advantage. Yep. But that's what happened. No need to worry. Things are still going to work out. And Brian seems to be doing well. I've talked to Suzanne many times. I didn't really talk to her. I got text from her, and he seems to be doing better. But I haven't really talked to him yet, though. But hopefully, by mid-October, he'll be okay.
Usually, they're only in there for about a day or two.
Hernias?
It depends on what kind of hernia operation.
Hiatal?
Yeah, some stuff that, again, it depends on how they got to fix it.
Well, sometimes it also depends on how late in the day they schedule for surgery at like 9 a.m. and you don't get in until like 5 p.m. So then
he got out late.
Yeah, usually if they get out late, they make them stay an extra day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, he just can't get up if they actually cut him. I mean, I know they do like laparoscopy, but if it's one that they actually have to cut,
is that the proper term? Did he say that right?
Yeah, laparoscopy.
Yeah, that's right. Laparoscopy, or if it's big enough, they have to put like they wire this mesh into that area, so it's
no, isn't that the one that you always see on TV about the mesh degrading? Lately, I've been seeing the commercials.
Well, yeah, I know his insurance. He may have had to go with the degradable mesh.
He might have had he went to Home Depot and got
chicken wire,
a screen repair kit and fixed them all up. They bought the wrong screen for the window. They got one for the storm door instead of.
Oh no! You know what? That's what happened to the screen in front of his apartment. It's now inside him, with an old bag can't move it.
That was good, Gidim. That was that's why I brought Gidim in Sunday, Jeff. The throwback to Screengate. Look how pleased he is with himself. Look at him. That's okay. That's all right. That was a good one. You should be pleased with yourself.
He likes orange shirts, though. I've noticed that. I think he wanted to be a traffic cone when he was a kid.
No, this was on sale at
that's a Halloween
Walmart.
shirt.
Yeah, it's a Halloween shirt. It was on sale at Walmart last year.
It is September, though.
Yeah. That's why I can wear it now.
All right. So I thought Sunday Jeff on the Sunday Jeff show you need a Ed McMahon. I thought Gidim could be your Ed McMahon. He's been drinking enough, I think, to be your Ed McMahon, right? I mean, how many drinks did you tell me you were planning to have last night?
Oh, last night I think I had about 13. 13
He looks like he's still lit too. I mean,
I had a couple beers.
He's walking around here like Mr. Magoo.
I had a couple beers this afternoon. After work.
So that's
you can sleep in serve.
So this is your new Ed McMahon, and then on episode 3 we'll bring Gidim back, and who knows when that'll be, but and on the current schedule it'll be 2016 at some point in 2016.
It's all right.
That is correct, sir.
Once a year, you don't want to overdo it. Right. Don't want to overdo the Sunday Jeff show.
All right, so I thought we'd start off want to keep it tight. Start off with some. Just because Brian Q ain't here doesn't mean we can't do controversies and hot button topics,
Absolutely.
right?
Oh, okay.
If we're going to do hot button and controversies, I want to gear them towards your area of expertise.
Oh.
So I want to talk
I'm
about.
like the Donald Trump now?
No, well, I don't know.
Hot topic, Donald Trump?
No, I wanted to talk about this toy controversy.
Ooh.
Did you hear about the Happy Meal minion who curses?
These stories come up about it once every 2 or 3 years, and usually what it is you'll never hear it if someone doesn't tell you what you're going to hear.
Well,
they had like the Tinky Winky, like it said like "fuck you" or something like that.
Well, I gotta be honest, man. You listen to this.
That's a toy?
But
this is the toy.
No, I think what you need to do is you need to play it without telling people what they're supposed to hear. Then after
But as soon as they tell you, you can hear it, though.
Well, don't tell
that's
me.
the whole
That doesn't mean it's not there, though.
No,
man.
but I'm saying I want to hear it.
All right,
so
ready?
this way it'd
you
be
want to
like,
hear it? This is the slow motion version of it, though. Slow audio, I should say.
Okay, I think I know what it's saying.
Paul is dead.
No,
It sounds like what the fuck?
Yeah,
yes, it does say that. Yes.
Now I don't know, but this is slow motion. This is
Slow audio.
Slow audio.
So, what do you think?
Oh, but it might not be intended to sound like that. Somebody might have just been like, what's it sound like really? With just at full audio speed.
I defeated the cursing.
Whoa.
Yeah, unlike like Kenny on South Park, where they purposely muffle his voice and actually say curses. I'm guessing that's just
like
a couple strings.
To me,
of
that sounds like the battery's dying out in the toy as they're doing it.
Yeah,
it's just I want to hear what it actually
it's
sounded.
saying, what the fuck? It
That's
sounds.
what
It sounds.
like.
It sounds very clearly.
Not disagreeing
okay.
with that.
Is this, in your opinion, a story or a non-story?
It's a non-story.
Nowadays, it's a story.
Why?
Because
we make
Ed
it a story.
McMahon usually doesn't disagree with Johnny, though.
Yeah,
No, I'm just saying it's no. It's a non-story, but nowadays it's a story because it'll go on the news for 2 days.
How many hits did it have?
Oh, a lot.
All right, so it's a story.
Oh, that's how you constitute if it's a story.
Well, if there's that many
I
people
want your
looking at it,
opinion, not what the internet's
Is it something
opinion.
that should be on the news? I don't think. I haven't seen it on the news.
I saw a YouTube news report. It got Channel 7 local news.
It was on Channel 7?
Yeah.
I watch NBC, so I haven't seen it on NBC.
But should McDonald's apologize?
No.
Should they pull it?
I don't even think it's available anymore.
I'm going to say, I want to say it's almost like a conspiracy theory. Like they launched 2 or 3 years ago. They had something that looked like one of the Devo guys as one of their Happy Meal toys, and they pulled it, and it became a collector's item.
It couldn't possibly be the real Devo guys in a Happy Meal. What on earth would they be?
No,
putting?
It was like a figurine, and it looked like the Devo hat,
dressed in potatoes,
and
with the hats
Devo
on.
sued, I believe.
All right, so you don't think that McDonald's should apologize or pull it if they haven't already?
It's beyond
they may
that point.
have.
There's so many of them out there probably right now.
So if your kid You wouldn't care if your kid
I
got
don't
this?
think. Well, again, I didn't hear it at full speed. I mean, if it's just like it's
Yeah,
it might not
like
meant
it is
to-
in the movie.
and you have no idea what they're saying. It's
But a
just
lot
that
of people can hear it, though, even in the regular audio.
but you're not listening to the way it was supposed to be intended.
Yeah.
Do you have a regular audio version of it?
Sure.
That's the one I need to hear.
That's the picture of the toy that McDonald's ended up having to pull. Because it looked like it had the Devo, like, stacked helmet,
Right.
and they ended up getting sued by Devo.
Right, but
became a
that's not.
collector's-
But
it
that's
became a
not.
collector's
But that's
item.
not offensive, though.
No.
I can't find it, but I'm
Like, I'm gonna
telling
say,
you.
like-
I don't think that's something that's like our top story for tonight.
No, well,
it's-
Like, maybe the Barbie doll that said math was
maybe
hard.
it needs a mention, like like a little mention.
Why was that? That's more offensive than.
I think that was
What
more
the
offensive
fuck?
because Barbie clearly saying math is hard gave a bad role model to girls, saying that math is hard because you're a woman.
Oh, I thought you said Matt is hard.
No, math.
That the doll is saying Matt is hard.
No, the doll said math is hard. Or
You
something
heard
along
about
those-
that, right?
Yeah,
That was years ago. That was
Yeah.
that was a long time.
You know what? Math is hard.
yeah.
Right, but I guess I understand where Giddim's coming from because that was the
How dare you say
the
Matt
basis
is hard.
of why that toy was
Pulled, yeah.
pulled or given attention was because it was kind of reinforcing.
Yeah, they even did a
Stereotypes.
Simpsons episode on it.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I never understood why I mean, math is hard for everybody.
That is true, but for a woman a doll that girls are supposed to look up to and aspire to, you can have the dream house, you can be a pilot, you can be an astronaut. For her to say math is hard, it could be kind of
Yeah, but just not every woman's going to be able to do all those things. You could look up to somebody, but
All right,
it's
all right. Let's move on then. So, what's the consensus? A story or a non-story on the Minions
I'm going to say
toy?
non-story toy.
Because you're a toy expert. That's
Would
why.
you would you
I'm
buy
gonna
one? Would you buy one to put
just
in your
because?
collection?
No.
Now it's that it's pulled. It's not in the Sunday
Nah,
Jeff collection.
nope.
You wouldn't want that. Like it's not one of the one of the keys in the
There's
in
just
the
too many of them. I think that I would actually have escaped that got out there. There's just way too many of them.
So
Pop
you-
one up on eBay.
So
see
you're
what's going
for the listeners going out there who might be going on eBay looking for
do
it
not
now,
invest.
Do not invest
Do not
in the
invest.
Minion.
This is not your toy pick of the week.
Sunday Swap says don't invest.
All right. What about this controversy about the Slave Leia toy?
Removable top?
No, it's not.
That's controversy.
No,
Yeah.
not. It doesn't remove. That's not removable. But people are saying.
Wasn't she young when she filmed that scene?
Yeah, she was probably in her 20s or early 30s.
I thought she was earlier. I thought she was younger than that when she filmed the scene.
A lot of people feel it was an inappropriate toy to have on the shelves for Force Friday. You go out there and you see this toy, and they actually had some news coverage of it. Some parents were, I have a little daughter. Quotes this guy in the news report saying, and my kids are asking me why is there a chain around Princess Leia's neck?
Well, have they not seen the movie?
Yeah, there's a reason why it's.
That's
there's
the
a
chain
around
that
there.
killed Jabba the Hutt.
Because now you're looking at this as a merchandising mogul because that's going to go with the Jabba that comes without the chain.
Yeah.
So it forces you to buy the Jabba and the figure.
Yeah.
So you have the chain.
And who's the little
It's not
guy?
like that figure hasn't been done before. That figure's been released many times.
I'm sure there's probably one over here on the shelf somewhere.
No, we don't. Well, we're
Yeah,
we don't
we're a
stock
family
any-
shop here.
we
What are you
don't-
talking about,
We
man?
don't
We don't mess
deal in
around.
the
We don't
toys
sell
that may
no
cause us some
Fuck
some
you,
problems.
minions and shit like that. What the hell do you think this is?
But Princess Leia herself, Carrie Fisher, weighed in on it. She tweeted. She said, "Parents on Fox TV, I'm thinking if folks are outraged now, shouldn't I have been outraged 40 years ago? Maybe I was," says Carrie Fisher.
Well, I think there was always things that she said about wearing that outfit, if I'm not mistaken. But if you've ever been to San Diego Con, they do a whole huge thing
Yeah.
with all these different slave Leias that dress
Yeah.
up in the cosplay.
That is true.
And there's
Good
kids
point.
that go there too. There's young. When I was over at San Diego, there was plenty of young kids walking around there too. And I don't remember anybody really saying anything that hey, look, I'm at it looks like a striptease club. Is this a Comic-Con or is this
And I'm sure
a show?
I'm sure they didn't just
Burlesque.
release that figure. I'm sure there was a bunch of other figures that corresponded to different scenes in the movies, and that was an important scene in the movie.
She kills
Jabba the Hutt.
Hold on, Carrie Fisher then followed that up with, "That chain only enslaved me, quote unquote, until I could use the Frabjous thing to kill that drooling, swollen, super tongue slug and whirl him off into infinity.
Actually,
She strangled him with the chain. I don't remember her stabbing him with anything.
Then the glider blew up.
Where did he get? I didn't say stabbed.
Oh, I thought you said she stabbed her with something.
What? No. Enslaved until I could use that Frabjous thing to kill that drooling, swollen, super-tongued slug and whirl him off into infinity.
Okay.
She's saying she used the chain to actually kill him. The thing that was quote-unquote enslaving her turned out to be the thing that...
Method of freedom.
It was a tool of freedom, yeah. Well, no, because R2-D2 snapped the
well, that's
chain.
after when she, but he's dead already.
Yeah, he was dead. Then she aimed the deck gun down, and that blew up the
so without that chain, she would never been able to kill Jabba.
Is this a story or a non-story?
No, that's not a story. That figure's been around too long. It
not to figure. The whole movie has been around.
But I'm saying you're talking about something that's been around. I mean, that figure's been released numerous times. It's just that somebody. Oh, look, there's a chain around her. Of course, there's a chain around her. I mean, she uses it to kill Jabba.
It's the whole point. When you say slave girl Leia, you know exactly what they're talking about.
Is that what it says on the package? Does it say it says slave outfit or slave girl?
Slave Leia.
Slave Leia.
What?
Well, she was enslaved.
Girl.
Why isn't it? Well, why would that be? Why would that be less?
Well, I think there's other. I think other people should be more about slave. As far as being.
Right. Again, let's move on to the next one.
But again, she was only enslaved because she tried to rescue Han.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that? Yes. Only.
No, it's because she did something and got caught.
Something heroic?
She was trying to do something heroic, got caught, and she was enslaved because of that. It's not like she was born into slavery.
She was Boshi, right?
Yeah, she was trying to save Han. She got caught. She became, his Jabba's prize there for a while, but she used the chain around her neck to kill him.
All right.
It's a murder weapon.
So, okay, now people who are now, some of the listeners who may be running to eBay, they said, okay, hopefully no one want to hit the buy it now on the Minion.
No.
Should they buy it now on the Slave Leia?
Only if you like her outfit.
Yeah.
That's it?
No, I'm going to say the quality.
No, because there's too many of them out there. Way too many of those toys out there. There's statues, there's busts, there's tons of that stuff out there.
Maquettes, everything.
All right, so 0 for 2 then. You're not investing in any of these controversy toys. I thought controversy equaled price money.
It
price
does,
tag.
but again, being such a popular toy, there's probably tons of those out there. If especially who owns that company now? Don't forget, Disney owns that company.
It's true.
So Disney would have pulled them immediately if they thought that it was.
I don't know. I believe that in Disney World they're not selling a Slave Leia. I may have read that.
Not in Disney World, but I'm saying they're not going to be like, you know what? Yeah. We're not going to lose, money just because one person or a handful of people said this.
This is Disney. Disney will pull it just on the basis of a couple people.
Right. Remember the Tarzan and all that stuff?
Yeah.
But I'm saying they own this company now. If this is something of controversy, I think they would have pulled it right away. They'd be like, nope, that's it. No more slave
They would have edited They would have edited the original movie just like E.T. with the shotguns taken out.
Imagine that
remember in E.T. they took the shotguns out and replaced them with walkie-talkies.
Could they go back in and CGI clothes?
George Lucas.
Why not?
Yeah, they can do anything.
They might be doing as we speak.
If they could throw dewbacks and all that other stuff into all those scenes, they could definitely do that.
She's wearing a white gown and probably in the
she's wearing
refab.
she's wearing the princess or
she pulls one of those buns and stuffs it down her throat.
Underneath the Slave Leia bikini, she's got her white gown.
I bet you they could do that.
Should they do it?
No.
That would look funny though, with her just like sitting there in that white robe.
All right. Let's move on to Force Friday. Okay. Right, that's what it was. That was Force Friday. Was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I want get him. I know Sunday Jeff is a huge Star Wars junkie.
Okay.
What is Star Wars? Does it have any meaning for you, Star Wars?
I still enjoy the originals, the prequels, not so much.
Well, what did it mean to you as a child? Did it have the same kind of?
Oh, I know. I had a bunch of toys. I know I had the Snow Speeder.
How old are you when Star Wars comes out?
I was born in '78, so
you missed it.
I missed the original.
You probably missed the second one too, right?
Yeah, I probably saw them.
So you couldn't. It could not.
You weren't a
been
first run generation.
No, probably not.
So it could not have the same impact it had on Sunday Jeff that it had on you.
No, but I remember. I remember
He wants so badly to say that he was impacted by it.
I wish I could have been in that Chinese man theater.
because I remember I can still go up to my one cousin and say close call, and she'll go yub yub, because there used to be an Ewok commercial. And we used to laugh about it all the time.
You're gonna put that up against
That's my Ed McMahon.
Sunday Jeff's probably. I mean, his
No, I'm just saying is that
multitude of stories.
I'm sure there are a multitude of stories, but it impacted my life as a young child. I did have the toys, I had.
But you saw them on cable or on VHS.
Probably VHS.
All right, so
Or I might have caught them in re-releases.
Did you see Return of the Jedi in the theaters? So you didn't see any of the originals in the theaters.
I might have.
You probably should have told us that before.
Even when they re-released them?
Yeah, they might have re-released them later in a couple days, like a couple years afterwards.
All right, boys. It's football season. It's fantasy football.
Yes.
You've been watching your football. Well, your Giants finally got a win last night, Jeff?
Right.
Did that make you happy?
Yeah, because now they're back into it. There's possibilities now with all the NFC East is up for grabs.
Yeah, and you root for the Cowboys, right?
Yep. Who did beat the Giants?
Cowboys. You just want to be a fucking enemy.
I don't mind because I hate the Giants, so I don't mind that he likes a team that the natural enemy of the Giants. But your team, what about that big? What were you feeling when you saw Tony?
Oh, when he got nailed and taken out?
Yeah.
I was a little worried.
You worried?
But I was also drinking, so it kind of...
That's a fan. Like, I don't care. But
I drank a little more.
What's that?
I drank a little more. Concussion, he'll be fine.
It's not a concussion. It's a broken collarbone.
I broke my collarbone, yeah.
But who's the backup? You don't even know.
I don't know.
Who's the coach?
Get out of here.
Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Johnson.
Still don't know? You still don't know? Really?
Jimmy
I told
Jones.
you last time who the coach is.
I forgot.
Jimmy Jones.
It's Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones.
That's the owner.
Well, you're close.
It's Jason Garrett.
Okay.
Who's the tight end? Go have another drink. Who's surprised you in the first couple weeks of the football season, Jeff?
Who's the Jets?
Yeah, they're 3-0 or 2-0?
2-0. They're playing well, too.
Yeah. I think what's the negative surprises? Colts?
The Ravens.
Yeah.
All these teams are 0-2. I mean, the teams that are, even, Denver's 1-1. I'm trying to think who else was out there that also is.
I think Denver's 2-0. Denver beat Baltimore.
They lost the first game. They got the first game.
No, they didn't. They beat Baltimore, and then they beat Kansas City.
They beat Kansas City. I thought they got beat the first game.
No, they won that game. So Peyton. Every time you try to write him off, people are saying, "Oh, it's over." The arm strength's not there, but he came back in that second half against Kansas City. He looked awesome. He looked like he was throwing rockets again.
No, he didn't.
But FanDuel, let's see how many rockets you can throw. Get them on FanDuel.
Now, do you think FanDuel would help me learn the players of the teams I actually root for?
I don't see how it cannot help.
Okay.
It can't hurt. You don't know shit.
Okay.
I mean, it's embarrassing that you even call yourself a football fan.
Oh.
Jerry Jones.
FanDuel.com is the trusted leader in 1 week fantasy football with more winners and more payouts than any other site. Do you do any wagering with in your sports interest, or do you would like to just get blottoed and just watch it?
Sometimes I do like the the $5 and you just pick who's going to win.
Was the girl that you were kind of hung up on? Was she
Giants fan.
She was a Giants fan.
Yeah.
All right, I like her.
So why did you pick the Cowboys then?
Because I've always been a Cowboys fan since I was a little kid.
So you wouldn't turn.
I even had a dog named Dallas.
Alice?
Dallas.
Oh, Dallas.
Dallas.
Named after the Cowboys?
Named after the city.
Of course. But I mean, was it
the pilot from Alien? Yes.
Of course, named after the city. But was it because your family was a big Cowboys fan?
No, the dogs they were border collies and they actually came from Texas. So the mother's name was Sulphur after Sulphur Springs.
All right. So no real. And connection to the Cowboys, so other than okay.
Other than this
but my mother's always been a Cowboys fan, so that's what I grew up with.
How's Houston? Is he all right? Corpus Christi, how's he doing?
FanDuel is paying out over $75 million a week this football season.
Nuts.
Building a team is easy. Just pick your players, stay under the salary cap, and sit back on Sundays and watch your team win. Entry fees start at just $1, and anyone can play. I don't know if anyone can play. I think you have to be at a certain age.
Probably 18, yeah.
You talk about your experience playing FanDuel. This ad is asking me to talk about. I'm in this league. I've picked my team. There's a TSD. There's a TSD league right now.
I saw that.
I gotta try. I've never played fantasy football. It seems like it's very complex.
It's not that complex. You do have a salary cap. Certain players are given, an Aaron Rodgers is going to eat up a lot of your salary cap, and understandably, he's always going to have high stats. He's always going to be a stat master. He's always going to pile up the stats, though.
Like your Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
And Troy Aikman.
All these players that haven't played in 20 years, get them. Go pick Troy on your team. See how you do this Sunday.
Danny White. That's Danny White, though, all right? Huh?
Too Tall Jones.
Yeah, Too Tall Jones.
Tony Dorsett. Yeah. Roger Staubach. They're the guys on my team.
Yeah. What do you mean they didn't score? What do you mean they got no points?
Drew Pearson. He's good.
Drew Pearson.
Tom Flutie.
Tom Flutie.
Oh, my God. Flutie Flakes over there.
Go to FanDuel.com and click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner. Use my code TSD and sign up now. Special offer for new users. For every $1 you deposit, FanDuel will match it and get up to $200 that gets earned as you play.
Wow.
That's a bonus of up to $200. Offer is only good for the first 50 people that use my code TSD today. Don't forget to use my code TSD. So yeah, if you want to go there and look up the Tell 'em Steve Dave League, it's TSD League. So play against me, and maybe Gator will join up on there too. If he, I doubt it from the way
Find
he's
some current players that are still in uniform.
So all right, go there now and see how you do against myself and get him.
Yeah.
But Sunday, Jeff, Forest Friday. How did you celebrate Forest Friday? And am I saying it right? It was called Forest Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I celebrated it by not going.
Wow. And now that's the kind of thing that Disney had to be scared of, is that guys like you who were who were mainlining Star Wars stuff. Like you couldn't be sated for Star Wars merchandise.
I told you. I was saying the reason why is because of the amount of merchandise that's come out. The amount of times that they've taken the movie and changed the movies. They've changed it even on Blu-ray. It's got even more stuff in it. It's like, if you have the original edition, just keep it. There's nothing wrong with it. That's what made it special when I was at that time when I went to school. When I saw those movies when I was a kid, it was different. There was never another movie like that I was able to see and be like, wow, this movie is definitely something different, and that's what did it for me. All this merchandise, I'm guilty of.
I've seen the collection. I've seen the Star Wars collection.
But
it was you on a scale of 1 to 10. What would you put your manic? Your highest manic phase.
Back in when they released all the toys, it was 10+ baby. Without a doubt. I had to get new sneakers every week. I was wearing the tread away. But I bought. It's like there was toys that weren't on the shelf.
It was
for
a
years.
drug, right?
Yeah, it's just like all of a sudden now it's out again, and they were doing figures that they never did before. They were doing toys that they never did before, and there was just so much merchandise. But now
they saturated the market.
They saturated the market. But and again, I went there the 2 nights that they did when they released the toys on a Friday at Phantom Menace at midnight.
Oh yeah, you were there at midnight.
Oh yeah,
so they did this. They did this again at midnight. You weren't there this time.
No, but I tell you, I went there the following day. It was
so you did go.
No, I went the following day. You said Force Friday. I went there.
You went Saturday?
I was there the day after, for Saturday.
Sith
Saturday. I went there. I just went there and just wanted to see the display. I didn't buy anything.
Oh, but you couldn't stay away, though.
Well, I want to see what it was, what kind of merchandise they were having.
I can't deny the guy. It's curiosity.
I didn't walk out of there with anything. Not George, but Disney was crying when he said, "Listen, this guy turned on us. He turned to the dark side."
So, all right, so. You had no, but is there?
I was not impressed with it. I was not impressed with it at all.
What do you mean?
There was they barely had any figures. I mean, a lot of figures.
What are you talking about? They had a whole end cap.
Not
The
compared to
Target
when-
had a whole 4 aisles.
Yeah.
Wait. How do you know they had a whole 4
Well, I
aisles?
didn't because I went.
When I went,
Not at midnight though.
There's a difference. Remember when they started coming out? You had that huge Millennium Falcon. They didn't
Right.
do all that. It's all this cardboard stuff.
So it was. You're saying it wasn't a big a
wasn't
splash as 99.
No, but I'm saying there was
Or
nowhere
98.
near
What
as
was it,
many.
98, 99?
99, I think.
90, yeah.
There was nowhere near as many figures as they released. I mean, they released it seemed like 40, 50 figures for the first wave when those movies came out. This was just it's like a minimal. It's like a teaser. It's almost just like we'll release so many figures. We released a bunch of black figures, but a lot of the stuff was just.
What is it? Let's explain that for anybody so no one gets.
Oh, the Star Wars black figures.
Yeah, what does that mean?
They're just they're really detailed figures, and they're pricey.
Almost like
the
hero-
detail,
right?
yeah,
They
the
come in
Almost
a
like
box.
hero figures.
The details are much better. They're like the size. I would
So,
say probably like a Marvel Legend.
What
figure,
year
a
did
little bit
you?
smaller.
What years did you go cold turkey? What year did you clean your act up?
I would say just about maybe a year or two after Revenge of the Sith, because when they started continue to change.
What
the
year
movies,
was that? 2000.
Sith was 2003-ish? No, Sith was 4, 5.
Okay, so you've been clean for about 10 years.
Yes, I've been clean and sober of Star Wars. Well, that's not entirely true. I do collect just the Gentle Giant bust. That's the only thing I collect, and even those haven't been plentiful.
And I will say, of all the toys I bought, the only thing I actually bought was a...
Well, you bought toys on Force Friday?
No, not Force Friday, but for the
dressed as an
for the
Ewok.
prequels. For the prequels, they had a bunch of the little die-cast models, and I liked them.
Oh, those little micro
Like
machines?
micro machines?
No, not micro
they were
machines, but a little
shit.
bit
Those
bigger.
were shit, the micro machines.
But these were bigger, and they were
They're big. Oh, man, people love micro machines. They had them again.
No, micro machines were good.
It makes sense that you like the shittiest, most
No, these were
underwhelming
These were-
Star Wars.
no,
It's like the
merchandise.
things that came in the
Favorite.
plastic. You put 50 cents and it comes out of the machine. And you're like, why did I get the green one?
No, I bought a die-cast Y-wing. It's about 3-4 inches long.
So-
same Millennium Falcon, and I did buy one lightsaber.
Okay, so when Force Friday comes around, it's not on your radar. You could care less.
The only thing I cared about on Force Friday was the quadcopter Millennium Falcon, because that did
What?
What?
It was a quadcopter Millennium Falcon.
What?
Quadcopter, like a drone.
I thought you said it's made out of quad copper. Yeah. Like
It's
you
a
use
Millennium.
Like
It's
it's
a
a plug or something.
It's
you
a
use in your
Millennium
house.
Falcon drone. You can fly it around, and
Okay.
that actually was
I did
okay.
see those.
Yeah, that
What was
was
that going for?
$100.
Yeah,
or
they're
so.
expensive. Like I said, most of those toys were like $199,
And people
$75.
And people were buying them out the first day, and then selling them on eBay for.
And you
But
didn't
they weren't those
partake in this.
They're all interactive stuff. A lot of the stuff, it wasn't just like figures, like
Yeah.
some figures and vehicles.
So I just want to I just want to take your temperature that day. It's not up at all. You don't care.
Nope.
And
I was
Jeff,
working.
same thing for
Yeah.
you. You're not even intrigued.
Not even half a stock.
You didn't even.
Nothing.
That's sad. I mean, what does that say about the upcoming movie for you? What is your?
I did like the trailer. I am impressed with the trailer because I'm impressed with the director. The director they got for the movie, I think, was the right choice.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put your heart rate for this movie?
I would say 7. I'm at least a 7.
7.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say 8.
Just
You
for
say
the
you're an
trailer?
8?
Yeah, the only thing I don't like is that stupid ball droid. That pisses me off for some reason.
Doesn't it look like one of the droids from the black hole?
Oh yeah,
Maximilian
Vincent, was
or
it
whatever
Vincent?
it is.
Vincent?
Yeah.
Yeah, Maximilian Vincent.
So wait a minute, you're more excited for Star Wars than Jeff is?
I like the movies. I do like the movies.
Okay.
I like the movies too, but I like the original 3.
Do you wish that you
Now,
were a 10? Like, why aren't you at
Well,
a
you
10?
know what? Because I'm going in with that, I think it's going to be a good movie. I want to come out there saying, like, I was wrong. It's a great movie. That blew the last 3 that they did. It's
Well,
like
that's
you
not
might as
going to
well.
be hard, though, to blow away the last 3.
True.
you'd be surprised because people said that the prequels would blow away the original trilogy.
No.
But we know what the last 3 movies have been. we know their
But when
shit.
they when they
So
were
it's not
advertised,
gonna be hard,
when they
though.
were advertised, it was supposed to be this will blow them out of the water. But I will even say, even the remaster, when they added all the crap into the original trilogy, that made them worse than they were.
Yeah,
originally.
I agree. There were some goofy things, but at least
there was some cool shit, too, though.
There was. The difference between...
What, wasn't it cool to see Jabba in Star Wars 1?
That was always there.
I like
though.
that.
That scene was... Oh, they always had that scene. They
It was
just CGI'd...
Jabba was a guy.
Originally,
Right,
he
that
was a
was-
guy.
To me, that's worth trying, and that's worth doing.
But they CGI'd him because Han was actually in that scene.
Yeah.
So they just put him in there, and that's why they were
Right,
able
I
to
But
do that.
then you're supposed to expect in a year or two, Jabba goes from being able to walk around to totally immobile.
That happens. What, you haven't seen, like, My 300-Pound Life? They weren't always 300 pounds immobilized.
But no, but
he was a slug. He was able to move. I mean, he moves in some of the other movies
he just got so heavy.
The dais slid everywhere. And that's what moved. He was pretty much.
Why is that so hard for you?
But that's also 2 movies later. That's also in Jedi. Like you said, his health could have gone bad. He's eating too many of the wrong frogs and shit like that.
Yeah, he just
Salacious B. Crumb. He was a glutton. Salacious B. Crumb enabled him.
Yeah, he was like, picking up all the parasites off of them, chewing up all the, the bugs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm no fan of the re-releases, but I would say I was.
Some of the effects?
I think was worth trying. I don't know if they may not have hit the spot for you guys, the sweet spot, but I don't think that means you shouldn't have tried, though.
I think if you ever watch the original interviews with Lucas, he said that you shouldn't try to throw so much. The effects shouldn't drive the movie, and then he ended up changing his mind, and then the effects.
Well, the effects ate him. Yeah. It ate him up.
Yeah, he said that it was always the movie that he didn't, that he thought. With the technology they have now, he was able to go back and fix the things that he wanted to fix.
He had the equivalent, I think, the same kind of like...
he was like Ted Turner with colorizing movies.
But I was going to say, it was like those guys who are getting addicted to plastic surgery. They can't stop changing
he did that with the effect.
He got addicted to the CGI and was like, I wanted to, create... the Citizen Kane, but he already had done it already. Yeah. He didn't need to.
I remember my first IMAX experience when they first they're playing like previews or trailers. Right. They started with an IMAX of the blockade runner with the Imperial destroyer firing at it, and that was, even though it's so simple, it was so powerful.
What are we talking about? What movie?
That's the first movie.
The first movie
went on IMAX.
Yeah, well,
the re-release.
No, they didn't do an IMAX.
They didn't have no IMAX in '77.
This was they were previewing what IMAX is like.
Oh, okay.
So it was they just did that first 2 minutes of the blockade runner getting shot up by the Star Destroyer, and it was amazing.
Can I ask you both this question? And when was the last movie that got your heartbeat to it? The anticipation of a movie that made your heart close to a 10?
Mad Max.
You're kidding me.
I like Mad Max.
You were ready to. You were that.
Yeah, when I saw the attractions, I was really jacked to see that movie. I really was.
You're kidding me. You're at a 10, though. You were that jacked as
pretty damn close. I was impressed. There has not been any movies that have really just been like.
Well, what was the last?
Just got me.
I can't believe it was that. Though.
Other than that, like Godzilla was another one I was really.
But you were jacked, out of 10. You were walking around where you couldn't eat or sleep.
Listen, I don't go to that many movies at all. So, for me to go out and actually go see the movie in the theater, to see those 2 movies, and both of the movies were no disappoint to me. I was very impressed with the movies, both of them.
And Max? There was no story.
There was a story. It just didn't pan out too good. There was somewhat of a story.
What are you talking about? It was just get in a car and drive. And it was just one continuous chase.
But it was nonstop.
Right.
It was. If you were going there to be entertained and everything else, I was entertained with that.
But you tell me, so you don't need a story then? All you need to see is people's chasing.
Nowadays, you don't.
Sometimes
it seems like a lot of story. You don't need a lot of that. So there's really been no movies.
At a certain point, you thought the chase was over, and they said, "You know what we should do? We should drive right back into the chase."
That's right.
To me, that's not a story.
No, nobody said it was a story, but it has some story. It does have a story to it.
What's the story? Tell me what the story was.
The story. Well, I don't know if anybody saw the movie. If everybody saw the movie, I don't want to throw no spoilers out there.
Here's the story. Mad Max gets captured, gets put on the front of a car, and
that's it.
And that's it.
Okay.
And then he gets off the car and he starts driving, and then he turns back around again to drive back where he escaped from, and that's the end. Okay, see you later. And then in between, it was glorious, mesmerizing chaos and crashing and ultra violence, and it looked fantastic.
He frees the people.
It looked gorgeous. If you are into
cinematography,
mayhem?
Yes,
total mayhem.
Yes, then it was. But there was no story though. All right. What about you again? What's the last movie where you felt the pitter patter of your heart, where you were like, I am walking above the ground in anticipation of seeing this movie?
Don't say Seabiscuit.
I think it's the only movie I've ever seen 3 times in a theater, and that was Starship Troopers.
That was my fucking swan song.
Starship Troopers.
It was a good movie.
The anticipation.
I saw.
I'm talking about the anticipation, not seeing it and being like, I love it. I'm talking about the anticipation of the movie, like almost like anticipating Christmas.
If you're saying the last movie that I had to go see,
anticipation, like it's like you cannot stop thinking about it.
It was Phantom Menace. It had to be
Phantom Menace. Okay, and you're telling me you didn't go into Starship Troopers as like, I cannot wait to see this movie.
Got a helmet on. He's dressed in.
I'm sure you didn't even know what it was.
What is this? It's bugs.
Watch your mouth. I'm cursing.
You know what? I'm gonna have to say then, if you're gonna go on that, then definitely Phantom Menace, because there was such a build up. It was in every magazine,
You never thought it was ever going to be done.
Yeah, and then
you never thought that they were ever going to do the prequels.
Oh.
So you'd be just like, finally, they're actually doing it.
And like I said, Popular Mechanics covered it. No, they did. Popular Mechanics and Popular Science had a whole issue on Star Wars.
No.
And it was just like, okay, this is going to be a great movie.
So that would be the first...
remember I saw it with my ex. My one ex, not the one who knocked my teeth out.
But so this would be the first time you saw Star Wars in a theater? Any film?
That I can remember, yes.
Okay.
Any Star Wars.
I only asked this because I was talking to somebody today and it jogged my memory of a movie where I was at a 10 anticipation level. You won't even believe it. It's embarrassing.
I'll believe it.
It's embarrassing, and what I
take a guess?
You will never guess, but go ahead.
76 Con?
No. Well, yes, I had that, but I'm talking about, that's one of them. But this one is kind of recent. No. The Return of Swamp Thing. I had it.
That's not that recent. The one in the 80s?
Yeah, the sequel to Swamp Thing. I was telling. This is why it's like. This is. I guarantee you guys never went through this level.
Yeah, but you're a comic guy, so if it's following the story.
I am so excited to see this movie, and it's only playing when it was released in '88. I just met my wife. We're boyfriend girlfriend. I don't have a license. It's only playing 50 miles away for some reason. It didn't open in any of the theaters in Monmouth County.
Hitchhiking.
I mean, it didn't open anywhere in Monmouth County, which should have gave me an indication. But we're just we don't really know each other that well. But she has a license, she has a car, but she's not comfortable driving. She's not. She doesn't like to get on the highways.
Right.
Okay.
So I say, hey, for this weekend. Let's go see this Swamp Thing. She's like, okay, where's the plane? And I'm like, rah, 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 rah. She's like, what do you mean? Where's the plane?
Three states over.
I'm like, it's about an hour away, and I gotta take the Parkway. And she goes, no, I'm not. I can't do that. I don't like doing it. And I am so ashamed. I just remember this. Someone jogged my memory because I heard that the guy who played Swamp Thing died, and I told this story to the guy at the pizza parlor. I was like, I threw the biggest hissy fit.
He's sitting out there, just cross tapping his foot on the side of the car.
I was so.
Get in the car.
I was just horrible. I was like, you're not going to drive here? It's embarrassing how badly I threw a fit because I wanted to go see this movie and she refused to drive up there. All for Swamp Thing.
Now that I'm thinking about it,
I had moss growing on me. I was all excited.
It wasn't Phantom Menace. It was Jurassic Park. Now, because we even bought tickets a week ahead of time.
Who's we?
My mother, her girlfriend, and her girlfriend.
Family night?
We pretty much did. We went. Her girlfriend worked out near the Freehold Raceway Mall,
right?
And she got tickets like a week ahead of time. And we went there opening night just to see Jurassic Park.
So it's Jurassic Park for you. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, it was, the last one. I think that's when I kind of stopped getting that level of excitement. And I remember telling her, I was telling telling Deb, I was like, this movie's only playing in this one theater. I'm afraid it won't be there in a week. I'm afraid it won't even last a week, I said.
Why do you think it's playing at the only
at that point, my head was so wrapped around seeing it, I wasn't thinking rationally. And lo and behold, it did. The next weekend, it was gone, and I was so mad.
Oh.
I mean, I wonder if she remembers just how much. What an idiot I was.
I think
when it finally came out on
she
video?
doesn't remember. Hopefully she doesn't remember.
When you finally came out on video, it's like, thank God I didn't see this movie. Go over there, give her a big kiss. Like, you know what? You were right.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Hit me in the head with a frying pan. You was right.
I hadn't thought about it in so long today until someone told me that he had died, and I remembered. When I tell you that I threw a hissy fit.
You like the first one that much?
No, but it was just I wanted to see it. I just wanted to see it. There was no comic book. There was like, it was Batman and then this. And that was really the only other comic book movie. And I wanted to see it so badly that I acted like a 2-year-old. A 2-year-old that didn't get dessert, and it's stunning that she didn't look at me and go like, "What the fuck is wrong with this idiot?"
Leaving you here. I don't know who he is.
We wanted to see
Calling the cops.
Me and my friend wanted to see Terminator 2, and our parents wouldn't take us. So we ended up going down to like the local movie theater, finding some homeless guy we pretended he was our father, and he got us into see Terminator 2.
What?
It was a
rated R movie.
It might have been PG.
You weren't jacked up for Terminator 2?
I was, but that was that. But I was, but no level that I don't think any movie has before or since brought me to such levels of embarrassing and shameful displays of outrage and just like a baby. It was horrible. It was horrible, and I apologize.
He almost threw a tantrum.
All right, so let's go on. We're real quick. I want to make this real short, only like 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Heard around the water cooler. You got a water cooler at work, Jeff?
No more.
What do you mean no more? They took it out?
No, they just give them bottled water now.
Yeah. To the people who you get free bottled water?
Yeah, there's bottled water there.
And you can just take it for free, even the customers?
Yeah. They in the refrigerator.
Well, who gives it to? Who gives it to the customers?
You just go into it's just there's.
All right. Well, there's a refrigerator. So when you're sitting around the fridge going to get your water, here's some topics to talk about.
Okay. Sit around the refrigerator.
Get them. Do you have a water cooler?
Yes, we have a bunch of them at the track.
I imagine you have been told that there's a no-go, that you cannot mention anything at the water cooler, correct? I mean, it sounds to me like you get suspended every other day.
Yes,
tell Jeff why you got suspended this last time.
I just got suspended again?
Yeah.
It's, for 2.5 days.
How do I even work there anymore?
I squirted water onto one of our patrol cars.
Squirted out of his what?
Out of my mouth.
And you did this because?
I was the end of my shift. I was clocked out and everything. I was walking out, and the guy was in the patrol car who I'd never had a problem with. He was always complaining that the windshield's dirty. So, kind of as a joke, I had a Gatorade bottle that I filled up at the water cooler. It was filled with water, and I walked over. I took a swig, squirted it out onto the passenger side, right by the windshield wiper, and just kind of like rubbed my hand, almost like one of the squeegee guys from.
You're going old school 42nd Street, huh?
Yeah, and this guy just went off. He started screaming and hollering at me, called me an asshole, a douchebag.
He wrote you up.
And he wrote a report about
this is your supervisor?
No, he's not even a supervisor. He's pretty much a guard just like I am.
But there's a level of how people deal things. You know, it's just if he's a hard nose, why would you ever?
I didn't never take him to be that kind of guy. I never had a problem with him. It was just
And you tried to appeal your suspension, right?
Yes, I did. I tried to appeal.
And what happened?
Nothing, because they wrote out the report based on his report, and even though he lied in his report.
Oh, that get him.
Yeah.
Get him
out.
So
you lost the appeal. Could you have bring in representation?
I would have liked to see if I could have brought in I would have brought in myself, probably.
I could have gone in for you, man, of trial by fire ants.
Okay.
I could have in your representation made a case for you. Could have got all your accolades and all your accommodations. I could have used and possibly, got it knocked down to 2 days instead of 2.5 days.
Yeah.
No, I still would have missed Labor Day, so that was what killed me. It's missing a time and a half.
All right. So you do have a water cooler.
Yes.
Are you allowed to bring up any topics of conversation, or have you been told to not?
Some things I usually, like if I start talking about it, they just, kick me out of the room.
Again, understandable.
When someone yawns, get them.
Okay.
Like if you see someone yawning in a room, do you find yourself that you will yawn too, or are you one of those few that don't yawn?
I don't know.
Can you be prompted to yawn? Like if you see a yawn on TV, will you yawn?
I don't think consciously. I think subconsciously, yes. But if I'm thinking about it, then I'm not going to yawn. Like
But subconsciously, you will yawn. You can't control it.
I've done that sometimes. Or somebody's like my wife's yawn about within a minute or two later, I actually yawn. Okay. I've done that before.
Guess what? If you don't yawn, do you yawn?
As far as I know, yes.
He spits water out of his mouth. Of course he yawns.
It's not will you be prompted by somebody else yawning?
It's not something I pay attention to. Just if I'm yawning, I'm yawning.
I guess if you don't get prompted to yawn by somebody else yawning, you could be a psychopath.
Psychopath or sociopath?
Psychopath.
Okay.
Well, I think we have our answer then.
Now we really need to see.
And this is news to you?
No, we need a video camera and have someone yawn around Ming.
You. I'm more. We know Ming is a sociopath.
Well, the listeners do that, so that's
You, I think, are a psychopath. Scientists have found that psychopath characteristics people have, the less chance they will be affected by contagious yawning, which normal mammals are said to be unable to resist. The researchers from Baylor University in Texas published their findings in the journal Personality and Individual Differences. A total of 135 students were tested for these traits, such as Machiavellian. Thank you, Gideon. Egocentricity, a tendency to only consider personal needs, cold-heartedness, and rebellious nonconformity. So,
I wonder why it does that, though. I mean, I wonder why everybody else, why people actually do that. Like one person yawns and another person within a minute or within seconds later yawn. I wonder what the reasoning is for it.
Do we even know exactly
if you're
why
tired
people
or whatever?
yawn?
There's no one knows yet.
Because I know some people speculate it's the amount of oxygen in the room hits a certain point, and you're trying to refill, which is why then everyone else would do it, because everyone else is sensing that the oxygen level's lower.
There is people out there who I've read that no one knows definitively why mammals yawn, but it says here there's evidence to show that in baboons or dogs or chimps, the alpha male tends to yawn first.
So you're saying is it's leading the pack to prompting the pack to get into a sleep cycle if the alpha does it.
But I was hoping that you had a clear-cut answer. But with the jury still out. Will you test it for us? And then come back, and next time you're on, tell them, Steve Dave, let us know if you're So
you want me to just walk into a room and just like...
No. I'm hoping that if you see it,
but if you see it, you can't really judge.
I think even if you see it,
yourself.
I think even if you see it, you can't stop yourself.
Just catch yourself. You're like, oh, you know what? I do yawn.
Even talking about it, I want to yawn right now. All right. But that's a good one for you, right? The water cooler. You could talk about that, right?
Okay.
That one wouldn't get you in trouble, right?
No, probably not.
I'm sure most listeners could talk about that.
I'm sure I get probably yelled at for sleeping on the job or again.
I even want to ask what you do to the horses.
Nothing.
We had Declan. He came up with some water cooler topics. There is a new business in Japan. I don't know if it could work here in America, but stressed out Japanese women who in the workplace can now hire or rent handsome men to wipe away their tears at the office.
Okay.
A cool new service in Japan is meant to help busy career women cope with the stress of their hectic lifestyles. For about $65 American, they can hire cute men to wipe away their tears quite literally. How it works. You call the company and pick one of the 7 types. Like it's a bad boy, there's a good guy, there's
cosplay, man.
They'll arrive at your workplace to help you release stress through crying. If you're in tears already, the licensed crying therapist will simply wipe your tears away with the softest handkerchief and comfort you with kind words. If work-related stress hasn't pushed you to tears yet, the tear therapist will play an emotional film meant to induce crying. After the video is over, he'll wipe your tears away. There are different types of guys you could choose from, depending on your taste, like the little brother, the intellectual, the bad boy, the slightly older guy, the hot guy, and more. The service is set to launch yesterday. Today's the 25th, right? So it launched yesterday.
They're out of business already.
Do you think that could fly in America?
Anything could fly in America.
No,
I don't think so.
And I will tell you why, because you will get people out there who will say that it objectifies women and it encourages the ideal that they are incapable of not controlling their emotions.
I agree. I think that is kind of condescending, but get them, though. Think about it, though. You open up this, you become the first American, you buy the license, you buy the franchise. You're the first American to buy the franchise from this Japanese company. You got Sunday Jeff, the older guy.
Okay.
I guess I could be the indifferent guy.
Okay.
And you could be What would be his type? The
bad boy. Because here I am getting suspended for 2 days.
Maybe that's what you should do. Is you become like a windshield washer. You just go around and spill water on there, and you get a couple of bucks.
But you don't think that could fly, Jeff?
I mean, really, anything could fly in this country.
Yeah.
Anything probably could. Well, is it going to be successful?
Do you think it'd be successful?
I don't think it'd be successful.
But what do you think? Can you limit it? Why would you just limit it to women, though? Because guys, I mean,
I don't know.
guys have been, Ming has cried on the job. He could have called the service.
Well, see, that's what I think a better thing would be, like those professional cuddling places.
Professional what?
It's a professional cuddling place. You go in and you can like take a nap with a member of the opposite sex, and for like a half hour. I think that would be more comforting to have someone literally come and wipe your tears or play you a sad movie. I mean, you're feeling bad now. I'm gonna watch a sad movie.
I don't know anybody who'd want them to wipe your tears, other than maybe a loved one or something, like your daughter's tears. You might want to wipe off. But I'm saying this, I just find that very freaky. It's just like a stranger just sitting there with a Kleenex, just and just wiping your face.
Yeah.
You don't find that a little strange at all? I would find that strange.
If you don't have somebody in your life to do that, though, then this is a service that you could use.
I mean, if it would help somebody, obviously, if somebody's using them, obviously, if it helps them, then so be it. If it's going to help that person, to relieve their stress, if it makes them feel better and they can perform work better.
But the fact that you're making it a guy as well for women, it's...
Well, I don't know. Is it strictly just guys, or can you have... It
looks like it's an all-male... the choices are all-male right now.
I don't know. Maybe there's a reason
there's
for
a guy,
it.
guys could be like, they want the motherly type to come in and wipe their tears, their boss... Like your boss is riding your back. He's on your back. It's got you to the point of tears. Maybe you're saying you wouldn't want to have someone come in and just pat your tears away and tell you it's going to be okay?
Wipe you down a little bit, give you a little chamois on the face, maybe the ShamWow guy.
All right, so I think that's safe also to talk about.
I think so too.
All right, so
actually no. In my office we did once bring up the professional cuddling thing.
And what had that was that cut? What?
No, we were the guy I worked with in the office. We were trying to figure out who would be more likely to be a professional cuddler.
You or him?
Yeah.
Did you argue for yourself?
I would be the person people would like to cuddle with. He'd be the person people would like to sleep with.
This is like a venomous cobra over here spitting on people. You want to cuddle with that guy?
We literally did that.
I wish I could see the guy who you were up against as the guy. That probably would help.
So he looks a little better looking than I am.
But you're more cuddable.
Yeah,
that's as people were coming into the stable area, we were stopping him and saying, "Who's more of a professional cuddler?"
You're more like Tempur-Pedic than they are, I guess.
Luckily, my boss was off that day.
Did you get suspended for this conversation?
No, my boss was off that day.
All right, so I want to end up with a quick puck nut minute. Haven't done it in a while. I know people are like, "Holy fuck!" We were promised 1, 2, 3. No 1, 2, 3, no Bry, no Q, and get them. And now you're going to talk about hockey for the last 5 minutes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Puck Nuts.
You still root for the Rangers? Because I know you're not associating, or you're not really have a relationship anymore with the person who made you a Ranger fan. Oh. So now do you now actively hate the Rangers now and hope that they lose?
I still watch the Rangers, but I need to ask you guys a question because it popped up the other day. What's with this whole 3-on-3 5-minute?
Hold on.
Okay.
We'll get to that. But are you willing to tell me that you are not spiteful enough to not want the Rangers to lose now?
We've been over this. I still root for the Rangers. I was even rooting for them last night.
But why though? You only rooted for them because of her interests.
And before that, I rooted for the Hartford Whalers.
But I don't care about that. But you turned...
Hartford Whalers? How long ago did you start watching hockey?
But he wasn't. When he says that, he really wasn't rooting for him. But now he's really, rooting. You're telling me that means that then you still have feelings for that person then?
No, it's just that I started to enjoy this team, and I've continued to follow through with it.
But now the normal
Now
response,
I know about the team, the
players.
normal
response would be like, you know what? If they lose... she's probably feeling shitty. And
Maybe I should go over there and wipe her tears. Give her.
So you still root for the fucking Rangers.
Yeah,
now.
because I've learned about the team. I could actually name who the coach is.
Well, you could name the Dallas coach.
Exactly, but I know it's Alex Vigneault.
For the Rangers.
Yes, for the Rangers. I can name players. Nash.
Wait, what? Vigneault.
AV. I call him AV. It's Vigneault, isn't it?
Look at he's all.
I'm not a Rangers fan. I don't care.
Yeah. All right. So you still will root for the Rangers. How do you expect them to
Avino,
perform?
I think his name is.
How will you expect them to perform this year? Will they be a playoff team?
It's tough to tell right now because they're the first preseason game they were playing. They were playing. The assistant coach was coaching.
Hockey analysis over there.
I know he won't answer a question though.
Do they make the playoffs?
Will they make the playoffs?
It's tough to say because they haven't really played
Yes
with the
or
full
no?
team. Like Zuccarello.
Well, who'd they lose? That's so key. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Yeah,
And now
but
you're saying they're a bubble team, then they make the playoffs?
No, they haven't been playing. Oh no, because they just got Zuccarello back. Zuccarello got knocked out. What is it? April 24th with the concussion from McDonough, who knocked out. What's his name?
All right.
Unfortunately, I think they do in that division right now.
I think so too.
Unfortunately, I don't want to say so, but with the other teams
Lundqvist,
that
he
are
nailed
in there.
Lundqvist in the neck. McDonough.
You were trying to remember Lundqvist's name?
Yeah.
Who's that?
The goalie.
But you're not willing to say it. They make the playoffs now. You're not willing to.
Well, I think they have a chance because.
Well, of course they have a chance, but will
They were
they?
Eastern Conference Final last year.
Yeah, and again they were.
They were in the Stanley Cup the year before.
Yeah, and they did that without Zuccarello last year, but now they have Zuccarello back, so hopefully they can go all the way this year.
You think they have a chance to win it all?
I think they have a chance to go all the way, win it all.
Wait a minute. He goes from he's not willing to say they'll make the
They're
playoffs.
not going to make the playoffs. They won the Stanley Cup this year. You might as well start etching their names in and out.
You know what? I am so glad you said that because there's not a chance in hell that the Rangers are going to win the Cup after you've now proclaimed it here. Now, as far as the Devils,
That's another topic.
Wait, didn't they beat the Devils?
when?
The other night?
It's preseason.
Yeah, preseason.
You know what? They're going to beat the Devils every time this year. Devils are going to be shit. It's going to be the worst team since probably the year they moved to New Jersey, I believe.
I hope not. I mean,
What
have
gives you
watched,
any indication that they're going to going to win more than 20 games this year?
Have you watched any preseason
Yeah, I
games?
have. They cannot score.
I do like that some of the younger players, again, not all of them, have shown something. But it's like you said, this is a rebuilding time. I mean, we've never been
I
through
understand.
this.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
expecting
been,
them to do well, but I think this will be.
I just want them to
toughest.
show it to surprise me. Like you come out, it's like, you know what? You beat Pittsburgh. You win a game that you're not expected to win, and
There'll be a couple, but they're not going to be many.
But maybe that confidence builds and it goes from there, and then maybe it's like what, some of these people who are fighting for spots on the team. I mean,
I believe there's a chance that they could break the record for least goals scored in a season. This team. I believe there's such a lack of
who's
scoring.
on our team that are a high scoring team? They have nobody there.
They got
Calamari.
Calamari and
Elias. I mean, how many is Elias going to give you?
It's going to be it's going to be the longest year ever, but at least it's expected. I'm not sitting there. I'm not going to be my stomach's not going to be in knots because I know it's going to be almost every game is going to be a losing effort. The 3-on-3 hockey. You want to ask us what?
I watched it the other night after the Flyers game.
Right.
They did the 5-minute 3-on-3.
Right.
I thought it was because they ended on a power play goal, and
was every team is. They're just getting some practice, getting used to the 3-on-3 that's going to be implemented in a regular season. I think it goes.
So they're just tossing it on the end of every preseason game.
Yeah, well, not every game, but but every team gets a chance to experience it. Because it's going to happen in the regular season. I believe it goes 4 on 4, and if it's still tied after 5 minutes, then it goes, I think,
3-on-3.
3-on-3, and then a shootatout.
Okay.
Which I like.
And now,
I watched
if you
game.
get a power play, from what I saw, it goes 4-on-3.
It goes 4-on-3.
Well,
yeah.
They looked a little confused the other day in that one game. They looked a little confused, like, what happens now?
I
because the other team took a power play.
I thought it was because they ended on a power play goal. That's why they were doing that.
No.
Okay. That makes more sense.
And finally, to then wrap up the puck nuts, Lou going to Toronto. What'd you think?
I think it's time. I'm glad to see that a lot of the stuff
You weren't
has changed.
shocked?
I was shocked that he just didn't, end it and it just feels like all these people who have been with the Devils organization can continue just to seem like they like Brodeur left here, thought he can continue to go on. How many games did he play in St. Louis before he retired?
7.
Some of Lou Lamoriello's decisions in the last 5 years have been questionable. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff that obviously he's working with the people that are out there, but it's still something that, and their scouting guy that they got rid of. He was there with the organization
Conti.
for how many years?
Yeah.
And how old is he? I mean, again, not with age being, but I think it's time for, like, what they're doing is they're making everything younger and fresher. It's like that era of the Devils in that chapter is now closed. It's like, over. And this was going to happen. It's not that, hey, without Lou Lamoriello, without Martin Brodeur, without their scouting people,
there's no team in Jersey right now.
There's no team in Jersey. Agreed. And it's
they should be enshrined, or I know
sure.
Lou already is, but when he's ready to come back, because I'm sure he's pretty bitter about how things went down.
Sure,
in
because
Jersey.
it was taken away from him.
So I know he's bitter now, but I mean, when you look back, I mean, just throw out the last couple years out the window. I mean, no one's going to remember that when it's all said and done. They're just going to remember the organization he built that was a model franchise, and I hope he does well in Toronto. I don't know. I don't think that they're going to be all that good
They're in the rebuilding
either.
process too.
But I hope Lou Lamoriello writes a book, because that man must have a million stories, because he's so tight-lipped. Nothing really gets out
of the bag.
I hope that for
like
hockey fans, I hope for hockey fans and Jersey Devil fans that he is willing to do a tell-all. He's not the kind of personality that would. I don't think.
He's a status quo kind of guy.
But I imagine the amount of captivating. I know people are saying, listening to this, going captivating. But if you're a hockey fan or a Devils fan, there's got to be some amazing stories. Going to Russia, unlocking the Iron Curtain to get the Russian players to come back.
The Kovalchuk deal.
The Kovalchuk deal. What really happened there? The Parisi thing. What was going on? The taking away of the pick. The Vanderbeek years. What was really going on? There's a lot there. I hope it happens, but
when those new owners took over, there was a lot of changes, and again, it's with any other like bosses or something. If they get rid of, you bring another guy, and it's not always necessary that you get along with them. Sometimes it gets better, sometimes it gets for the worse. Mm-hmm. So it's just that. I think it was time for a change, and at least they're going younger. Again, I don't know about this coach. It's still too early.
It's all young guys, and it's all growing pains.
You got to start.
You get them are going to get the privilege though to end it this episode. Okay. Well, let's end it in the Pucknuts way. I want you to say how we ended Pucknuts every.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I never listened
Rangers.
to
Yeah, yes, you did.
No, I never listened.
It was Rangers Eat Nuts. That was
you
the
said it very well.
You won't say it, huh?
No.
You crybaby, man. Usually, you already did the Rangers in already by telling us that they're going to win the cup.
Stanley Cup.
So there's your kiss of death, Ranger fans.
Okay.
From Get 'em Steve Dave's lips to somebody else. Who do you? All right, before we say Rangers Eat Nuts, who's your pick for the Stanley Cup Finals? I don't think it's going to be Chicago, right? They're dealing with too much baggage from the Patrick Kane incident.
I don't know who.
They ain't going to repeat.
I would think maybe I would still try to say maybe Anaheim gets back there again this year after learning.
Anaheim in the West and who in the East?
I'm going to say Washington.
I think Washington finally gets their shit together.
I think they got a couple of more players. They got an awesome player, man. They got Oshie now too on that team.
All right.
So.
What about he never did anything in St. Louis other than shootouts. But go ahead, get him. You going with your Ranger pick?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. And who's in the West?
Kings.
Kings.
Yeah.
A little older. A lot of miles.
Dismantled though. A lot of miles
on that.
A lot of that team's gone.
That vehicle. I'm going to go St. Louis. And I'm going to go.
I don't think they get over that hump, though. They always seem to have that problem. Them and San Jose.
And I think Tampa Bay learned a lot, I think Tampa Bay gets back.
And their team hasn't changed that much.
Tampa Bay and St. Louis. That's my picks. All right.
Okay.
Next week, Brian and Q will be back, I'm sure. Or if maybe, but you don't know with those guys. But I'm sure they'll be back if Brian's. I don't know if Brian's going to feel better enough to, but we'll see. I'm sure he will. So Rangers Eat Nuts, right?
If you say so.
hoofd zit vol en het moet leeg. Ik schrijf het op, dan gaat het weg. Mijn hoofd zit vol en het moet leeg. Ik schrijf een brief en die stuur ik op. En dat voelt goed, maar spijt van die brief en mijn hoofd weer vol. Mijn hoofd zit Mijn hoofd zit vol en het moet leeg. Ik schrijf een lied, dat helpt altijd. Mijn hoofd zit
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.